All right, let's talk Disney, the Disney pipeline, what they never told you about the magic. We all grew up on Disney, the movies, the songs, the theme parks, the magic. I mean, I love it too. But what if the very thing we were told was innocent was actually used to shape the way we think, especially as kids? Let's talk about the Disney pipeline. Because behind the fairy tales, behind the catchy songs, Disney has always had deeper ties to political systems, powerful systems, government agencies, intelligence networks, psychological research institutions. Walt Disney worked very closely with the FBI and the military, and then during the Cold War, Disney studios were even used to create propaganda content. So, from the very beginning, Disney wasn't just telling stories. It was actually helping shape belief systems. And now, let's go a little deeper. Survivors of government mind control programs like MK Ultra and Project Monarch have testified that Disney stories were used in their psychological conditioning. Not because Disney was the enemy, but because these stories were already deeply embedded in culture, especially for kids. Characters like Cinderella reinforced obedience and being chosen. Sleeping Beauty made dissociation feel safe. Beauty and the Beast confused abuse with love. Alice in Wonderland was used to trigger altered states and identity breakdowns. These weren't just used for entertainment, folks. It was not just entertainment. It became part of a larger psychological system, one that could be used to influence and control minds, especially when combined with trauma or manipulation. Crazy shit. And the Disney Channel, let's talk Disney Channel, all the stars, all the young stars. Over the years, it's become a launch pad for child stars who rise quickly. But have you noticed? They seem to fall apart just as fast. Britney Spears, Miley Cyrus, Demi Lovato, Selena Gomez, Christina Aguilera, all started in that same world, in that same space, and all experienced deep personal struggles, breakdowns, moments of glitching out on camera or on stage. Could it be that these young performers were groomed for fame while also being shaped by the same stories, systems, pressures, until it finally fractured something inside? Maybe it's not just coincidence. Maybe it's actually a pattern. And we talked symbols, Project Monarch symbols. Have you noticed the symbols? The butterflies, the checkerboard floors, the one-eye photos, split identity themes, repeated references to Alice in Wonderland. These symbols are not just aesthetic choices. They've been used in psychological programs for decades, maybe longer, who knows, but definitely decades. And they show up again and again and again and again in pop culture. So, yeah, here's the question. Is Disney evil? Well, I mean, not necessarily. But it is important to ask questions. It's important to ask yourself, who's really in control of the stories we've been shown our whole lives? And why do the same themes keep repeating over and over and over, especially in content for children? When you start to recognize the codes, you start to wake up. Follow us for more.